This is the tale of the 4 weather fronts. I'm going to tell you a story about 4 fascinating characters who live in the world of weather. Cold front, warm front, stationary front, and occluded front. Each of them has their own personalities and ways of shaping the weather. Let's dive in and meet each of them. First, we have cold front. Cold front is bold and unstoppable, always on the move. Imagine a cold, dense air mass charging forward like a linebacker, forcing a warm, less dense air mass to rise up and out of its way. When this happens, the rising warm air cools down and condensation creates tall clouds called cumulus clouds. That's why cold front often brings thunderstorms or heavy rain, followed by cooler, clear skies. On a weather map, cold front is represented by a blue line with little triangles pointing in the direction it's moving, like arrows showing its determination. Here you can see an example. Next, we meet warm front. Warm front is smooth and easygoing, but determined in its own way. It carries warm, moist air and glides over cooler air, which is denser and stays low. As the warm air rises, it cools and forms layered clouds called stratus clouds. These clouds can stretch for miles and bring steady rain or drizzle, followed by warmer, milder weather. On a weather map, warm front is shown as a red line with little semicircles pointing in its direction, like rolling waves of warmth. Here's an example. Now let me introduce stationary front, the peacemaker, or should I say, the standoff. When a cold air mass and a warm air mass meet, but neither is strong enough to push the other out of the way, they become locked in place, like 2 kids arm wrestling to a draw. The air above the front can lead to clouds and steady rain that lasts for days. On a weather map, stationary front is a line of alternating blue triangles and red semicircles showing the standstill between cold and warm air. Here is an example on a weather map. Finally, we meet occluded front, the trickiest of them all. This happens when cold front catches up to warm front, lifting the warm air completely off the ground. The warm air rises and cools, creating complex clouds like nimbostratus or even cumulonimbus, depending on the situation. Occluded front often brings a mix of weather, rain, thunderstorms, and eventually cooler, dry air. On a weather map, occluded front is shown as a purple line with alternating triangles and semicircles, combining the symbols of cold and warm front. Here you can see a couple examples. Each of these fronts plays a unique role in the weather we experience. Cold front is bold and dramatic. Warm front is steady and calming. Stationary front holds its ground. And occluded front ties everything together with a surprise twist. Next time you check the weather forecast or look at a map, see if you can spot their symbols and imagine their stories at work in the skies. Maybe one of them is shaping your day right now. And that, my young meteorologist, is the tale of the 4 weather fronts.